today I'll be discussing the concept of the economy, a fundamental aspect of our daily life that influences how society functions and develops. Throughout this presentation, I will break down the topic of our assignment, discuss the causes and effects, challenges of inflation, unemployment situation in economy, COVID-19 with micro rate. The economy is the system by which goods and services are produced, distributed, and consumed within a region or country. Understanding the economy involves exploring key components such as supply, demand, inflation, unemployment, economic growth, and market structures.
So I'm gonna talk about background of study. This assignment is to investigate the issues, problems, and challenges of unemployment and inflation. Unemployment and inflation are two of the most significant macroeconomic variables that affect the overall health of an economy. Unemployment refers to the condition which is individuals who are able to work but unable to find one. And inflation is the rate at which price for goods or services increase over time. Causes of inflation. First of all is global supply chain disruptions. These disruptions have been particularly evident in recent years, such as COVID-19, which lead to factory shutdowns, delay in transportation, and a shortage of key materials. So when a production slows down and goods become harder to obtain, the supply of product diminishes and this scarcity leads to higher prices as the demand outpaces supplies, and this will create inflationary pressure on the economy. Next, increase in production costs. So when the cost of raw materials, labor, and energy rise, producers often pass these higher costs into a consumer in the form of higher price. For example, rising food prices can increase a transportation and production costs. Lastly, excessive money supply. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, to support their economies, government and central banks worldwide introduced a significant stimulus package. So these factors, supply chain disruption, higher production costs, and excessive money supply, are all contributors to the inflation we see today, impacting both business and consumer alike. Next, I will talk about effect of inflation. First, higher import prices. By making imports even more costly, the devaluation of the Malaysian ringgit exacerbated the problem and underscored Malaysia's susceptibility to worldwide economic upheavals. The pressing need for measures to improve the supply chain resilience and self-sufficiency. Second, widen inequality. For low and middle income families, rising import prices for items like wheat, rice, and medical supplies put a burden on household budgets. It will lowering their purchasing power and raising living expenses. And lastly is increase interest rates. When interest rate increase, it means that the cost of borrowing money is higher. This can have a wide range of effects on the economy, which is higher interest rates can help curb inflation by reducing consumer spending and
Okay, firstly, the pandemic has a devastating effect on earnings and unemployment. Many businesses were forced to shut down or downsize due to lockdowns and reduced demand. This left millions of people either without jobs or dealing with significant pay cuts. Industries like tourism, hospitality, and retail were hit the hardest. Workers in these sectors face unprecedented financial uncertainty, with some struggling to meet their basic needs. At the same time, living expenses began to rise sharply. Supply chain disruptions caused delays in production and transportation, creating shortages of essential goods. For many households, it became increasingly difficult to afford basic necessities, compounding the stress of the pandemic. Meanwhile, businesses faced cash flow issues as inflation took its toll. With lower sales and rising costs, many companies struggled to cover operational expenses such as rents, salaries, and utilities. Business owners found themselves juggling overdue overdue invoices, unpaid loans, and growing financial obligations. One of the most immediate causes of unemployment was the widespread closures of businesses. Lockdowns and movement restrictions implemented to curb the spread of the virus forced many companies to shut down their doors, either temporarily or permanently. The resulting layoff left millions of employees without jobs, drastically increasing unemployment rates worldwide. Then, reduced demand for goods and services also contributed significantly to unemployment crisis. During the pandemic, consumer behavior shifted dramatically as people prioritized spending on essential items like food and healthcare while cutting back on the non-essential expenses such as travel, luxury goods, and entertainment. Industries like tourism, hospitality, and aviation suffered severe declines in revenue due to the lack of customers. The pandemic also accelerated the reliance on technology, which indirectly contributed to unemployment. As companies adapted to remote work and automated process to reduce costs, many roles became redundant. The rapid adoption of technology created a mismatch between available jobs and the skills of unemployed workers, making it even harder for them to re-enter the workforce.
Let me talk about effect of unemployment. Okay, first of all, my first point is income losses. Widespread job losses during the pandemic significantly reduced household income as many businesses shut down or cut staff. This financial strain made it difficult for families to cover basic needs like rent, utilities, groceries, and others. Reduced spending also slowed business recovery, creating a cycle of economic instability. Next is increased poverty. Rising unemployment pushed vulnerable groups such as low-income families and part-time workers deeper into poverty. With limited financial reserves, many face food insecurity and housing challenges, while disruption in education further widened economic inequality, making recovery even harder for disadvantaged communities. And the last one is skill erosion. Long periods of unemployment lead to skill erosion as workers lost proficiency or fell behind on industry development. This was especially evident in fields like technology, healthcare, where rapid changes occur. Many younger workers also miss out on early career growth, making it harder to compete in the job market.
Balance of employment. Firstly, re-employment defects. The Movement Control Order (MCO) has caused many business sectors to close, particularly in the tourism, hospitality, retail sector, and entertainment. Workers from this industry face challenges in finding jobs in sectors with similar roles. Skill gap, which is a rapid technology shift that many job transitions to remote or digital operation, leaving behind workers who lack the necessary technology skill. Support system strain, which is an employment benefits and relief program introduced during COVID-19 placed in significant strains on government budget. Government expand employment benefits, stimulus checks, and relief package to support individuals and businesses during lockdown. Emergency funding for healthcare system and vaccine rollout add to the financial burden. Lastly, labor market mismatch between overqualifications and underemployment, so many skilled workers accept jobs below their qualifications due to the scarcity of suitable positions, leading to the underemployment and wasted talent. In conclusion, the COVID-19 pandemic have a significant impact on employment and inflation worldwide. Lockdown and reduced economic activity caused unemployment to rise, especially in sectors like transportation, retail, and hospitality. To help, government provide financial aid through stimulus program and employment benefits, while also increasing the money supply.
However, when economies reopen, pent-up demand and supply chain issues lead to higher prices for goods and services, causing inflation. This created a tricky situation like effort to reduce unemployment risk, making inflation worse. The pandemic showed how closely unemployment and inflation are connected, requiring careful planning, balanced economic recovery with stable price.
Salam seanggun si gadis ayu dari kota raya ke pedalaman kamu, dari likas ke Rabu di carta aku, kau nombor satu aku. Berikrar aku berjanji, teman-teman aku menjadi saksi. Jauh di mata, dekat di hati, jadi izinkan aku pergi berlari. Keliling dunia 2-3 kali, ku tahu hanya satu perkara pasti, selagi bumi di atas masih, bila tiba masa aku kembali.
Bawaku kemana saja kau suka, timur, selatan, barat atau utara, dampingi aku selalu demi
Hãy mang sẽ ngăn đi phải thấu để chuyện sai gai lấy được chơi đi mong bệnh thầy bên lại tại ngàn gai lên đi sẽ không hành lên sẽ ngàn sẽ phản hay cầm cầm bóng ra chút xanh quá đâu đi coi bị tai đầu hay mong cái đâu lấy hay chơi